Hey guys, welcome to Planning with Crystal. Today's video is all about the Dyson Airstrait, but it's probably a little bit different from other videos you've seen. So if you're new here, I'm Crystal and I have super fine hair that doesn't really like to be styled. This is basically what it's like when I get out of the shower. I have towel dried it, I've sprayed it with some of the Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Heat UV Protective Primer and Virtue 6-in-1 styler on the end. And in this video, basically I'm just going to dry my hair with this. It's pretty new to me. I literally got it a couple of days ago. I have used it once before. This is my second time using it on camera. The first time it didn't go that well. I'm not very coordinated. So like I said, this is not going to be a video of some expert in styling hair because let's be honest, for most of us, that isn't the reality. Most of us, I imagine, if you're anything like me, you are just trying to do the best you can with no skill whatsoever. Or certainly that's my experience. And if you don't believe me, I've been making YouTube videos now for like 8 or 9 years. Just go back and watch any of my other videos. And apart from like once every kind of 6 weeks where it's been styled by a hairdresser, my hair looks pretty rubbish. So hopefully by using this, it will dry it nicely in place and I'll get a lot less frizz. So for right now, in terms of styling my hair, I use the Dyson Air Styler. That doesn't really work for me. I've got the Straightner. It works, but even with a lower heat point for the straightener, it damages your hair. And I already dye my hair, so it's already kind of not living life. So I'm just hoping that this will work for me because when I use other stylers like the Air Styler, I also have a hot brush from Dry Bar. I find that I can get some volume, but then it kind of blows frizz. So my hair is all just like sticking up and it doesn't last more than like an hour before it's all crazy again. So we're going to use the Airstrait as described and I'm going to let you know my thoughts. I already have thoughts. It's certainly not perfect. I actually got this from QVC, by the way, so I bought it from them because they offer free returns. You can try products out and send them back within, I think it's 60 days if you don't like it. And I'm like, I've spent a lot on hair tools, so I don't want to spend a fortune. It doesn't work. Anyway, no more rambling. We're going to dry it with this thing. So first things first, the plug on this is massive. It's a special plug because you have got wet hair and electrics and, you know, they don't want you to electrocute yourself, so that's good. But it means it's got this massive, heavy plug. The plug is basically heavier than the styler. That's kind of annoying. You have to follow the process on the plug of how to switch it on and off, and yeah, I don't love that, but it is what it is. I'm then going to open the straighteners, and on this side, I'm going to switch it on, and it's not going to switch on because I've done something wrong with the plug, maybe. That's about right. Okay, so it now says cleaning and then it says reset, so it doesn't like what I've done with the plug. This is annoying. Now it's blowing air to cool it. So you can hear it's a little bit quieter and that is because it knows that my hair isn't clamped between them. Clamp them together and it's blowing that hot air either side. By also clamping them together, you can use it to dry the roots. So they recommend that you dry the roots first. So you can use this on wet or dry hair, and there's different heat settings and all that kind of stuff. So I am using it, I'm still getting used to using it. I'm going to set it for wet hair, and temperature wise, we're going to go for 110. You can have it at 80, 110 or 140. So, oh, should I have it hotter for drying the roots? I probably should. And that brings me accidentally to another thing I really don't like about them. So this filter thing at the bottom keeps sliding off, and when it slides off, it stops because it's obviously there for a reason. I get that. I don't know if this is a me problem, so if you've used these, please let me know. But where they're positioned, I'm constantly catching it. Super annoying. Now I have to switch it back on again. should mention it also comes with like a black rubber pad that you can put down to set the straighteners on when you're not using them. But as you've probably heard, they do switch themselves off if you haven't used them for a few seconds, so you can't accidentally leave them on. I don't know how you'd accidentally leave them on anyway, if I'm honest, because they make a noise. So unlike regular straighteners that you could totally set down and you might have left them on, I don't see how you could with this. But anyway, pick them up, we're gonna go in. So 2 passes, probably enough for my super fine hair. Except from this bit, which needs more. Sorry, I get you probably can't hear me super well over the sound of this. I'm going to turn it back down to 110. Yeah, why is it that certain parts of my hair are like wetter than others? That doesn't make sense to me. Anyway. I hate doing the back of my hair. When I first tried it, I did it the wrong way around. So the air is blowing out of the bottom and I had it like the wrong way around somehow. And it basically blew my hair totally the wrong way. Not fun. Kind of hard to get to the back of my head, and it's true what people say, really hard to get it super close to your roots. Oh come on, why have we switched off now? Oh, stupid filter. So I don't know, have I got a faulty one or does everyone's like slip? I may have to contact them about this because it's so annoying. Oh, for goodness sake. Now I have to switch it on again. They also recommend that you set it with like a cold shot to kind of keep it in place, and I have, like I said, used this before once and gone out afterwards and it kind of held in place, to be fair, and I think maybe the cold made a difference to that. The cold setting, that is, rather than the really cold weather here. So I'm just going over with a cold shot to set it. By the way, I have no mirror, so I'm kind of trying to do this in the little camera viewfinder thing. The camera screen, I mean. Okay, we'll go to layer 2. One thing about me having super fine hair is kind of 3 sections is about enough. Oh, let's go back to the hearts. Filter again. Seriously? I don't think it's loose because it looks fairly snug, but I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if you have one and you have this issue, because this is probably the worst part about it for me. We'll do the cold set now. Again. I must be catching it with my hand, but I don't know how else I can hold it. On the plus side, it doesn't feel super heavy when you've kind of got it like all over your head. It's not light, but certainly compared to the Corral, the straighteners that Dyson do, the regular straighteners, they are super heavy, and I think that's because you can use them without the wire, the wireless, the cordless, so it's heavy because it's got a battery and stuff in there, so I do get that, but it's a bit of a flaw as well. Anyway, back to these, back to the hot. So hard to get super close to the roots. I feel like I missed a little bit of the roots there. I just feel like I need more hands when I'm styling my hair. I could do with like 3 or 4, like an octopus. Although octopuses have 8, you know what I mean? I am going to cold set it as well. But you see, I do think one issue for me, and again, this could totally be user error, and maybe I just need to get used to it and style it slightly differently, but it doesn't give me the same root lift as I would get from using like I said, like a hot brush or like the Airstyler with the big thick brush thing on, because it's not kind of pushing from underneath and stuff. So I get it, it's the trade-off. And I do like my hair to be straight without the damage, and hopefully they say this isn't causing the same damage. We will see. It's causing the damage to my stress levels when this filter thing keeps coming off though, I've got to say. Oh, there we go, it went again. Maddening, 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 maddening. Okay, and there we have it. I will turn around so you can see the back. Prepare yourself, because the back of my hair generally looks awful. And thankfully, like, most of us will probably never see the back of our hair, unless you're in a hairdresser's and they like hold that mirror at the back, which I always thought was like, why are you showing me that? But then actually when you look at your hair and you style it yourself, yeah, it's better not to know. But for me, because I do the filming and then the editing, quite often when I'm filming particularly like unboxings, advent calendar unboxings and stuff, I will turn around to get something out. I edit that out so you guys don't see it. And then I see the back of my hair and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been walking around all day like that. Anyway, I'm going to turn around so you can see the back. Prepare yourself. Is it straight? Is it? Is it straight? I hope so. So, what do I think of this? This is very expensive, yeah? Dyson don't do cheap stuff. They do great stuff, generally, but I do feel, like I said, this filter thing is a massive issue. I'm convinced this should not come off as easily as it does, because I've got other, like I said, I've got the Dyson Air Styler, and that has a filter on and it doesn't come off like this. This is so incredibly loose. I don't think that's quite right. And if it is, I'd say it's a massive design flaw. Yes, I could hold it up here, but it's still fairly close. Even if I hold it at the very, very top, very, very close to where that is. And as you're moving, well, like I said, I catch it. The other thing I don't love, like I said, is the crazy plug, which is absolutely a security feature, health and safety feature, and super important. But you have to go through this whole rigmarole of how to like press the buttons in a certain way and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, it's just annoying. So would I recommend it? I feel like I'm gonna have to play around with it a little bit longer, see if I can sort out this issue with the filter, because that drives me insane and I don't want to be stressing myself out drying my hair. I do like the effect. It does seem to give it the kind of shape I want, and it makes it smooth and straight without using the heat of the straighteners, because this is using air instead, so there isn't any heat. These are like completely cold. You can put your hands on them at any point and it's not going to burn your hands even with the heat coming through, and you can control the heat levels, and obviously that's super important, particularly if you've got really damaged hair like mine. I bleach it every 6 weeks, so it's already struggling to survive without adding a load of heat damage to it. So I was kind of hoping this would be the perfect in between no heat and heat that damages. It's that kind of in between. Oh, that's what I was hoping for. And I do, apart from that filter issue, I do find it fairly easy to use. I'm getting used to it. Like I said, it's only the second time using it, so I'm not as maybe smooth as I should be, and I think maybe I should be taking smaller sections and kind of stuff like that. But all in all, I do like it. I just feel like the filter, like I said, is the biggest issue for me. But I'd love to know, if you have tried it, what your experience is. Most importantly, have you had this filter issue? Or like I said, is there an issue with this? I don't know. I'm going to glue the damn thing on. Not really. But yeah, I'll probably reach out to Dyson and find out what they think about that, because I don't think that's quite right. I hope you found it useful though, because like I said, to me the important bit of this is I am just another customer. I have bought this myself. I don't know what I'm doing. Is it easy to use? It should be easy to use for anyone. You shouldn't have to be a kind of expert to use these tools. These are home tools for the average person. So for me, when I was choosing whether or not to get this, it's more important to hear from people who have no skill level and are just buying it and trying it for themselves than someone who has been paid to review it or who is a professional and automatically knows what they're doing, you know? Let me know your thoughts. So I'll link everything underneath if you do want to go and check it out in any more detail, along with the different things I've used. Love this comb, love this brush. This one is by Tangle Teaser, and this is a GHD carbon anti-static comb. But yeah, I will link everything underneath if you're interested. Some of the links under there are affiliated, which means it doesn't cost you any extra to shop using the links, but I may get a small commission for referring you, which helps me to keep making videos, and I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.